Hello dear viewers, this is ERi-TV English news broadcast. I'm Bersabet Taghla and these are the major headlines for today. Schools Independence Week officially opens today. Efforts exerted in improving the livelihood of the deaf in the northern Red Sea region. Death toll from floods in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo rises to about 400. And ethnic clashes continue in India's Manipur despite army presence. On your local reports, Schools Independence Week in the Central Region commences today, 8 May, at Barka Secondary School here in the capital. Mr. Fissahaye Haile, Governor of the Central Region, and Mr. Yusuf Saye, Head of Organizational Affairs of the PFDJ, attended the opening ceremony of the week, being held in connection with the 32nd Independence Anniversary, being celebrated under the theme Heroic Feat Anchored on Cohesive Ranks. In a speech he delivered during the opening ceremony, Mr. Belay Habta Gabr, head of the education branch, stated that this year's School Independence Week is unique for its being held during a time we have prevailed against our enemies and looking forward to a better epic, as well as at a time we're expecting the Independence Cup that contains sacred soil from all the historical places it is touring. Mr. Tedros Abraham, head of the Ministry of Education branch in the Northern East Subzone, on his part stated that the Schools Week reflects the rich cultural and ethnic diversity of our people, as well as the history of the armed struggle and the progress of our development programs, highlight the independence celebration nationwide. The Central Region Schools Independence Week will continue until 18 May, and 116 kindergartens, 79 elementary, 40 junior, as well as 22 secondary schools will participate. The Ministry of Labour and Social Welfare branch in the Northern Red Sea region established a committee on 6 May with the objective of coordinating and supervising the efforts exerted to improve the livelihood of the deaf community in the region. In a speech delivered, Mr. Ismail Usman, representative of the Ministry of Labour and Social Welfare branch, indicating the significant effort has been conducted aimed at improving the livelihood of the deaf, expressed conviction that the establishment of the regional committee will play due role in enhancing the regulation of rehabilitation programs, increasing organizational capacity, as well as ensuring that no national with hearing impairment is left unsupported. Mr. Walden Mikael Sa'la, chairman of the National Association of the Deaf, on his part stated that there exist about 30,000 deaf nationals in the country, but only 4,000 of them are registered under the National Association, and more effort is required. Indicating the activities of the National Association of the Deaf have been confined to the central, southern, Ansaba and Gashbarka regions, Mr. Walden Mikael stated that strong effort is being made to strengthen and expand the organizational capacity and activities of the association. Participants on their part called on the newly established Regional Committee for the Deaf to exert strong efforts aimed at improving the livelihood of and creating educational opportunities for the disabled, and called on government institutions and partners to extend support towards the goal. Finally, the managing director of the port city of Massawa, Mr. Tawelde Tesfazgi, stated that the issue of hearing impaired is not to be left to the government only, and exerted readiness of the municipality of Massawa and partners in improvement of the livelihood of the deaf nationals. On your last local news, training focusing on the production and application of organic fertilizers and pesticides was provided to 335 farmers, area administrators, village coordinators, as well as members of the cooperative associations or dairy farmers in Maimena Subzone Southern Region. Speaking at the event, Mr. Zenawi Zakarias, a plant expert in the subzone, said that the objective of the training is to help farmers produce and apply organic fertilizers and pesticides in order to provide safe and nutritious food to the population. He further noted that training and awareness-raising campaigns on the production and application of organic fertilizers have been organized for about 4,000 farmers in the first quarter of 2023. Commending the significance of the training, the participants called for the sustainability of similar training for farmers all over the country. Finally, Mr. Rahasa Alene, representative of the Office of Agriculture in Maimena Subzone, stating the importance of organic fertilizers and pesticides in boosting agricultural production and productivity, called on the trainees to practically apply the knowledge gained and transfer them to their colleagues. Dear viewers, do stay with us for the international reports after the short break. Welcome back. The death toll from floods and landslides in the east of the Democratic Republic of Congo has risen to nearly 400, an administrative official said yesterday. At least 394 bodies have been recovered after last week's floods, said the administrator of Kalihi territory, where the affected villages are located. He had announced a toll of at least 203 people on Saturday. Heavy rainfall in the Kalihi region of South Kivu province on Thursday caused floods to overflow, causing landslides that engulfed the villages of Bushushu and Nyamkubi, according to further reports. The hillside also gave way to Nyambukubi, where the weekly market was held on Thursday. The administrator of Kalihi added that 142 bodies were discovered at Bushushu, 132 at Nyamkubi, and 120 had been found floating on Lake Kivu near Ijui, an island in the middle of the large volcanic lake. On your final report, new violence has hit India's remote northeast region, despite authorities rushing in troops to restore order after ethnic clashes. Thousands of soldiers were sent to Manipur state after a protest march by a tribal group turned violent on Wednesday. The situation remained tense after another bout of violence on Friday night, hours after the state's top police officer warned that rioters had stolen arms and ammunition from police stations. Authorities imposed an internet blackout and issued shoot-at-sight orders in extreme cases in an effort to contain the unrest. Hospital morgues in the state capital of Imphal and Churachandpur district, farther south, had reported a combined total of 54 dead, rather 54 dead. Manipur is part of India's remote northeast, a region linked to the rest of the country by a narrow land corridor that has experienced decades of unrest among ethnic and separatist groups. At least 50,000 people have lost their lives in the conflict since the first rebellion broke out in Manipur in the early 1950s. You're still watching ERi-TV, dear viewers, and now a recap of the major headlines. Schools Independence Week officially opens today. Efforts exerted in improving the livelihood of the deaf in the northern Red Sea region. Death toll from floods in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo rises to about 400. And ethnic clashes continue in India's Manipur despite army presence. Dear viewers, that was it for today. Thanks for watching.